I was sent a request on air the other day asking to do a video talking about rap music, and as a white person that I am, what my feelings were towards rap music and what I thought of it. So I'm not too sure what he really wanted me to say about it, so I'll just give you my few thoughts. I've not got usually I write a few things down, but I haven't today, so I'm just gonna fiddle with this pen while I talk to distract myself and let me think. So, what do I think of rap music? Well, when I was growing up as a kid, like, I grew up in a working class area, pretty poor area. Like, my estate was like, no, not one of the richest. So, like, rap music was something that I could sort of relate to. Like, because for me, rap music's not about white or black. It's more about social status and like working class, middle class, upper class. It's a working class music genre in my opinion. It's not a black music genre. It's a working class music genre. So for me, when I was growing up, I could really relate to like what was being said in the songs, and like about the first 50 albums that I bought were all rap albums. I had like All Eyes on Me, Tupac. I had The Chronic, a few Snoop Dogg's later albums, Paid the Cost to Be the Boss. What else did he have? All the ones that he released on No Limit. Was it No Limit? Whatever Master P's label was called. I bought those. Bought a few Ice-T albums, the OG one, and forgot what the other one was called. A lot of Ice Cube albums, Tribe Called Quest. Quite a lot of different artists. I got their stuff, and I've started to get into the music, and like my main man though was Tupac. I was really interested in Tupac, and I really could empathise with his story, and especially because like he already died by the time I started listening to him. Because like I started listening to him about, I think when I was 10 years old was the first time I heard Until the End of Time, and I was about maybe a bit older than that. I think it was Changes actually that I was about 10 years old that I heard. It was about 1999 time. So I've been dead about 2-3 years at this point, and I could just really relate to the things he was saying in his song when I found out he was dead, and that like no more music was going to come out. So I was determined to check out all his other songs and albums and what have you. And like I could like really relate to the stuff that he was saying in his songs. So like rap music to me was like, it was just there. I wasn't interested in any other music. I was just going to listen to that because to me that was real, and that's what they spoke about, what I wanted to hear about. And it wasn't like the Spice Girls that like they were in the charts. They weren't. Spice Girls weren't telling me anything about my life. They weren't telling me anything about their life. It was just boring to me. I wasn't interested in like, if, for example, Blur were in the charts. Who I happen to like now, I wasn't interested then. I wasn't interested in songs like Copy and TV. To me, that it was an okay song. It sounded alright, but I wasn't getting anything from that. It didn't make any sense to me. Like when I'm listening to this, it just sounds, But like with rapping, like with Eminem coming through, like there's a stereotype of you have to be black to listen to rap music and whatever. Obviously, like I said before, I don't really agree with that. And then Eminem came through, and he like, was it 1999 that Slim Shady LP came out, and he made it alright for white people to start to like rap music, but he had to be their favourite rapper, and to me, it never was. It was always Tupac. And like up until my age of about 17, 18, the only stuff I'd listen to like 89% of the time would be rap music, until I got into college. I started to meet other people into different music, and I stopped just mingling with working class people, and I started to just meet more people who were across the board. Because obviously before then, the only people I'd be seeing were the people in my neighbourhood, like people at school, all from the same surroundings as me, and we'd all be like working class people, like working class kids from working class families, so we'd all be interested in the same sort of stuff. Then when I went to college, and like people were into other music, I was sort of like, nah, well, rap music's for me. I don't really like this any rock music, so I separated it into like rap, dance, rock, and pop. That's all I really separated music into at that point. Sort of R&B as well, but because I didn't count that as rap, obviously. But yeah, so that's all I was interested in. But obviously, 18 years old, I started to meet other people, started to get other bands into me, and like it's when I started listening to the Stone Roses and Oasis. That's what really got me, changed my mindset from rap to indie rock. I stopped listening to rap, started like indie rock took over. Like 90% of my iTunes now is indie rock, then I've got about 10% rap. That's all I have in there. I don't have any other genres. I'm not really interested in keeping music from other genres. I do have a few other songs, but that's just the odd song that I like. But Anyway, I'm just rambling here. My point is that I don't know why I stopped listening to rap. I suppose that around that time, the rap that was coming out, it was all kind of bitches and bling and pimps and hoes and cars and rims and all this stuff, and I just wasn't interested. It didn't relate to me anymore. I couldn't relate to that stuff because I was an 18-year-old kid going to college. I couldn't relate to these guys with, you know, diamonds in the teeth and a big spinning necklace on them. Like, it looked cool to me as a young kid, but I just couldn't relate it to me. I was just scratching my head thinking, you know, while I'm listening to this, I could listen to Liam Gallagher singing about cigarettes and alcohol, and that's what my surroundings like now. I should be listening to that. So this sort of was all happening subconsciously in my mind. I wasn't thinking this like consciously. It was just all happening in the back of my head, and I just started listening to it like I said, Oasis, Stone Roses, and then bands like Blur and Charlatans. Just changed my mindset altogether. But with rap music, still to this day, I have a soft spot for it, like I said before. Like, it's my second favourite genre still, but I don't get the same thrill of it anymore. I can't. It doesn't really hit me anymore. I don't really feel it, should I say? When I listen to an album, I can like the songs. It's very rarely that like a new rap artist will come out and I'll think of him and I'll go, do you know what? I really like what they're saying. Like Wale, I liked his stuff, and I like Kid Cudi, and B.O.B. was alright, but that was more like of a poppy sort of, like, that I liked him from more of a poppy angle. But he was a rap artist, I suppose. Well, he is a rap artist, I suppose. But it's just artists like that I'm just getting into now. Sort of getting back into rap, but not really. I try it like and listen to new albums all the time. Anything new that comes out and gets recommended to me, I will listen to. That's how I listen to Kid Cudi, because the first time I heard Day and Night, I didn't like it. Came on in the clubs, and you know, it was rubbish. It was just a remix I did, and I didn't really like it. Just listening to the album, listening to it in context, it's a lot better, and I really appreciate that song. 5-star song. I've rambled for about 7.5 minutes now, haven't I? I should really start winding this down, because you're getting bored of me. Is anyone even listening to me? I don't know. But yeah, so rap music, don't get me wrong, it's good for what it is, but for me personally, I just don't feel it anymore, and you know, it's sort of a shame, because if I told my 16-year-old self that me 6 years later doesn't really like rap music anymore, I would have laughed in his face and probably whatever. Do you know what I mean? Would have been, yeah. I can't really explain it. I can't really explain how I've gone from 6 years ago, really being fully into hip hop and only listening to hip hop, to now not really giving it the time of day anymore and not really having that much time for it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on hip hop. It is a good genre still. I can listen to stuff if it gets recommended to me, but apart from that, I don't really go hunting it out anymore, which, you know, I suppose I should do, but I'm not really into it. So yeah. Bye.